We were driving through Ramadi and heard that there was IEDs, possible IEDs stacked out in that location. So we deviated from the road and took a back route. They detonated the first two, and I was ejected out, and the Marine who was sitting next to me actually was on my right side where my wife is sitting, and he died instantly.
I was notified at about 3 o'clock on a Sunday morning. No one ever calls on a Sunday morning at 3 o'clock unless it's bad news, so I automatically knew what had happened. The phone calls just kept getting worse. The injuries, it just kept coming and coming and coming, and he was in a coma for 3 weeks, and so that was really difficult too, because they didn't really know what part of his brain was damaged and how excessive it was. To see this guy who weighs 120 pounds laying in a hospital bed, that was just a culture shock, kinda, because you went from big burly Marine to nothing.
After they felt I was fit enough, they sent me to Walter Reed because they have a good prosthetic training program out there.
The physical therapists and occupational therapists were just amazing people. They've done wonders with all the guys and girls that go through there.
Well, she'd come by and on her vacations that she had from school and everything, and I would really try to move and walk real well. Before she'd show up, I'd really try to focus on not limping and watch myself in the mirror when I walked. And
it was amazing to see from a wheelchair, or from a hospital bed to a wheelchair to a prosthetic and then to a running leg. It was just like you could see it, watching that movement come back and being able to, you know, from pecking and typing like this to actually being able to use both hands or to tie a shoe or button a button. The things that people take for granted were the improvement, and that was what really was amazing.
The new apartment that we live in now is on the first floor, and there's a sidewalk coming up and around, and they've been kind of slacking with all the snow coming down, and for me it's really hard. I will fall and get even more severely injured.
Our apartment is just not conducive to wheelchair living. It's small and it's cramped.
Sometimes I will have to physically watch where my hands are, and because I'll actually end up scraping my knuckles against the walls if I don't do it right, I guess.
The simplest things, doing the dishes, getting in the refrigerator without having to roll around and get on this side to get in and this side to close it. You know, I didn't realize how much he did use his wheelchair to get in and out of the bathroom and how much we use our wheelchair when he's at home. We're just really looking forward to this new adventure and a new handicap accessible home.
Just the open space, and everything's just so accessible, and actually more than one person can be in the kitchen at the same time, so.
I am so excited for this house. It just, everything turns around, you know, your whole world. And the things he will be able to do on his own without anybody's help will just make both of our lives that much better.
We'll be able to live more of a normal life.
Homes for Our Troops has definitely given us the first day to the rest of our lives, and that is awesome. It's an honor.